Grand Rising, everybody. It's your girl, Meg. I am joined with a special episode of great news I wanted to share with you guys. Joined with me by my co-host, Matt. Welcome, Matt. Thank you so much.
What up, yo?
How you doing today, bro? You are excited, and I am excited for you.
Yes.
We just spoke previously for a second. I was like, hold on, bro. We got to go live and let the world know about this. So please share your story with us, Matt.
All right. So I woke up in a really, really good mood today because I was checking the news as I usually do for my city. And I found some very, very, very interesting news. And that news is that the FBI arrested a police officer in Fall River for an alleged assault.
Yes.
The FBI.
Fall River is somewhere that we talk about quite a bit because they are yet to have body cameras. They are doing things illegally. They just did a young boy wrong that was on a motorbike. The cop actually jumped on the back of his motorbike while he was in motion. So I'm super stoked to hear about this.
Yes. So let me just read this article here. It says an update. Update to this post. A Fall River Police Department spokesperson says Officer Hoare has now been placed on unpaid administrative leave, and an internal investigation is underway. Hoare was placed on paid leave as soon as the complaint was filed, the spokesperson said. A Fall River police officer has been arrested by the FBI for allegedly assaulting a man in police custody with a baton and allegedly filing false reports about the incident. The U.S. Attorney's Office said 35-year-old Nicholas Hoare was arrested Wednesday morning on indictments charging him with one count of deprivation of rights under color of law, resulting in bodily injury, and 2 counts of false reports.
Yes.
Now, I picked this one article to read because this one article has all the beef on this officer that you're really going to want to know.
Talk about it, bro.
This article says, in the next paragraph, Hoare has previously been investigated by the Bristol County District Attorney's Office for his use of deadly force in a fatal shooting of a New Bedford man of color in 2017, for which he was cleared of any wrongdoing.
As they always are, unfortunately, until the federal, the FBI gets involved, the Department of Justice.
Hoare was taken into custody at his Fall River home earlier today and is set to appear in federal court in Boston today at 1:45 p.m., which is about 3 minutes away.
Yes.
According to the U.S. Attorney's Office. The indictment charges him with allegedly striking a man who had been arrested in the forehead with a baton, causing bodily injury while on duty as a Fall River police officer in December of 2020.
Wow. Now, for everybody that doesn't know what a color of law violation is, that is whenever a police officer uses his position to harm another human being. So anybody in any state within nationwide, you can get a hold of your state attorney general, or you can also contact the Justice Department and make these complaints. We have to hold these police officers accountable for what they're doing.
Now, keep in mind, this was in December of 2020. So that was several months after George Floyd was murdered by Derek Chauvin in Minneapolis.
Right.
So the nation was already dealing with police brutality, corruption, lying, and racism.
Right. And they did it right in front of everybody's faces without people's knowledge.
Yep. So this was only a couple months after, several months after George Floyd died in the same year. All right. So Hoare then allegedly submitted 2 reports that did not mention the incident with the baton, the U.S. Attorney's Office stated. So he lied about striking somebody, or he didn't even put that in his report at all.
And there's no body camera, so there's no way to prove it.
Exactly. He faces up to 20 years in prison, up to 3 years of supervised release, and a $250,000 fine.
Yes.
That same police officer was previously involved in the fatal shooting of 19-year-old New Bedford man, which is the sister city to Fall River, if many people don't know, New Bedford. 19-year-old New Bedford man Larry Ruiz Barreto in Fall River in November of 2017 on Airport Road. Hoare had responded to a report of shots fired at a drag race taking place at Riggenbach and Airport Roads when Ruiz Barreto allegedly used his Acura to try to nudge the officer out of his way. Now, mind you, our cops, the cops in my city do not have body cameras, so anything they say I cannot take for a fucking fact because they could be lying, they could be telling the truth. I don't know.
Right.
And while they don't have body cameras, it's going to make it that much harder to do.
Exactly. Wow. And he killed the person that he was involved in killing. Can we say their name?
Huh?
The person that he was involved in killing, the police officer, what was his name?
The police officer's name?
No, the victim's name.
Larry Ruiz Barreto.
So justice finally. And it may not be for his specific situation, but as long as the officer is held accountable in some, state of the law, I feel like that's a little bit of, justice.
I hate when someone calls in. When someone tries to call my phone while I'm doing a stream, it screws my audio up. Now my audio is all screwed up.
Oh, no. Well, we just wanted to do a quick show. We're going to take a commercial break and end it out. But we thank you guys for joining us. We just wanted to bring attention and bring light to the situation.
I'll be right back after the commercial break. I just have to get my audio fixed.
Sounds good. Thank you for joining us, Matt. I always appreciate your input and your opinions. And this is a victory for Fall Rivers for sure.
Of course. Quick commercial break.
And we are back with Freedom for All with our guest, Matt.
Yes.
Continuing on about Falls River, Massachusetts, and the police finally being held accountable.
Can you hear me better now?
I definitely can.
Awesome. I think the problem is that I had a telemarketer that called me, and when I get phone calls when I'm live on my phone on like these shows, it's sometimes it screws up the audio, and
Yes.
I can't hear the other person talking, so I had to back out. But I'm back in here now, guys.
Yes, we are back and better than ever, celebrating a small victory in the world of justice today with this police officer. What was his name again, Matt?
Nicholas Hoare.
Being held accountable right now as we speak, 145.
I'd say he's half held accountable because there's another thing that he's done that he still has to atone for.
Right, the killing, for sure. But this is definitely a small victory.
Getting back to the story as I was reading it, so Nicholas Hoare, that same police officer, was previously involved in the fatal shooting of 19-year-old New Bedford man Larry Ruiz Barreto in Fall River in November of 2017. Hoare had responded to a report of shots fired at a drag race taking place at Riggenbach and Airport Roads when Ruiz Barreto allegedly used his Acura to try and nudge the officer out of the way. Now, this situation, it's considering they don't have body cameras, the situation was non-violent really in nature. It wasn't a serious and dangerous crime. I mean, it can be dangerous, drag racing, but for the most part, people aren't driving to endanger other people at all.
I grew up drag racing since I was 15 years old. I grew up around race cars and drag strips. And yeah, definitely not something that you deserve a life sentence over or deserve to die over. So
the officer claims that Larry tried to hit him with his car. Now, reading the rest of the article, instead, Hoare ended up being supposedly being knocked onto the hood of the vehicle with his gun drawn and pointing at the windshield when Ruiz Barreto accelerated, leading him to fire 6 rounds at the suspect, according to the DA's office report on the incident. The Bristol County DA's office concluded that Hoare's use of deadly force in the incident was justified.
Wow.
So, you guys have seen the videos of what goes on in my PD. Like the Leon Block has reposted videos that you guys have seen from out here. Right. When you saw that video of the ATV, and you spoke on this earlier, the officer tried to jump like Indiana Jones onto this guy's ATV and tried to pull him off.
Right.
Now, knowing that, looking back on this situation, can you see that maybe that might be the same case right here?
Exactly.
This officer felt inclined to want to stop an individual who he thought was breaking the law so much that he let his ego get in the way and jump in there and then fire rounds into him.
Right.
100%. Because that's exactly what I see, looking at the past and looking at now.
Yes. And I feel like once they start looking with a fine-tooth comb inside the Fall Rivers Police Department, this is not going to be the only officer that has no causation for justification in a shooting or in excessive force or in brutality or in just some Indiana Jones type shit.
Mind you, this was not the only individual that was, Larry was not the only individual that was murdered by officers from my police department. As you can see my little profile picture here in this stream, it says, say his name, Anthony Harden. Anthony Harden was taken away from our community on November 22nd, 2021, last year. So
right.
They have at least 2 bodies to contend with, 2 families to contend with.
Right.
And not only that, with our county going back all the way to 2012 in New Bedford, Massachusetts, the sister city to ours, there was I think he was 15-year-old little black boy. His name was Malcolm Gracia. He was shot and killed by officers for the New Bedford Police Department. So Bristol County Police Department clearly over the years have issues. They have
Right.
issues, and it's obvious. Like if you don't see that, you're not paying attention.
Right.
You're choosing not to pay attention because
Right.
the evidence is all around you. You can't
Yeah.
hide from it. It's all there.
Well, this is the beginning.
Yep.
And power to the people for sure for getting this far.
I have videos of a protest for Larry. If you want to pull that up and play it, it's up to you.
I am not sure how to. Let me see on my phone. John Tell just joined us as well. Not sure if he could do that possibly. For anybody, we actually did post Matt's live as well today on our Facebook page. So if you want to check that out.
Yeah, I went live this morning and talked about this because it agitated me because I've seen my city been silent for so long, and I can't hold it in anymore. If I see people being silent, that makes me want to speak up. That's how I am.
100%. We must speak up whenever, our city is silenced and whenever our city is hurting. And, that's whenever we must show unity in the community. That doesn't, that's what it looks like. That's what it is. People must know that we care.
I'm going to be honest. Christmas is coming up. And Christmas is, for a lot of people, is about togetherness and family.
Right.
Well, the thing is, in my city right now, there can't be togetherness for every single person. Because there are families out there grieving. There are families who have lost loved ones to people that are supposed to be there to protect us.
Right. Their job is to serve and protect, not to kill us.
Exactly. You're not judge, jury, and executioner. You make arrests. You're supposed to serve the community and keep it safe, not endanger the community and make people trust you less.
Yes, bro. Talk about it. Well, as always, it has been a pleasure. I am so excited that we got this out here because it's definitely something that needs to be talked about and paid attention to.
Justice for Anthony Hardin and justice for Larry Ruiz Barreto. Two people that were taken away from this earth by police officers.
Yes, say their names, everybody.
Say their names. Add them to the list of the whole nationwide list of names. Because they matter too. Just as everyone else who lost their life to a police officer or was brutalized or wronged deserves justice.
Yes, 100%. Well, with saying that, I think it's the perfect time to end the show. Matt, I appreciate you so much for joining me. John Tell, as always, I love you. I'm so thankful that you've given us this platform to just bring awareness and to connect through community and really come together in a different way and shine light on these horrible situations, but also to paint the picture of, who these people really were and not what the mainstream media, wants to paint the picture as. So as always, I thank both of you for joining me, and I hope everybody has a good day, y'all.
Yeah, we live, a lot of us live in pain, sometimes alone, but you need to realize that even if you are living in pain, there are people out there that care about you. All power to the people.
Yes, you're never alone. Yes, power to the people. Congratulations, Matt. We celebrate with you as we celebrate this small victory in your city. It's not a huge milestone, but we're getting there. And and our voices are being heard, and that's what we are most concerned about. Great job to you for advocating for police brutality, for police excessive force. We're going somewhere. We definitely are. So I thank you so much, and thank you for joining me to this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys catch us. But everybody have a good day. Thank you. Freedom for all, y'all.
Freedom for all.